Hi everyone. This is another video in the series Becoming a Machine Learning Engineer. It is probably going to be the last one. This is week 8 of the intensive part of the course. So we were attending, every week we were attending full time. It was really full on, getting our hands dirty, learning new concepts, and actually building machine learning models and algorithms, end to end systems, really. So from now on, now that the intensive part is over, it's going to be less. We're going to be working, maybe part time for the next few months until we finish the program and we get our degree in, master's degree really in machine learning engineering. So yeah, it's been crazy but super exciting time. These 8 weeks have been an absolute blast, and I'm very happy that we finished it with fine tuning stable diffusion because it's been really like a super fun exercise. Yes, and you'll get, I guess, what I mean later on as I go through the slides. So yeah, let's start. So the tasks we had this week were the following. So as you can see, deploy a base model. I chose the Stable Diffusion version 1.4, and then to fine tune it, we need to develop, fine tune our own data set. And what's amazing about this, what's amazing but also pretty crazy, is all you need is like 6 images. So you create a data set of like 6 images of whatever you can think of yourself or some other item, and that is actually enough to fine tune Stable Diffusion, which is mind blowing, and you'll see later what I mean by that. So yeah, basically we had to create our own data set, log it or upload it on Hugging Face because there's a lot of Hugging Face have a lot of tools and libraries that allow you to fetch the data set from Hugging Face, cache it and do the whole training process in an extremely efficient and seamless way. So that's why we were not just creating data sets, but also uh, uploading them on Hugging Face and fine tuning it via that mean or that way. So yeah, fine tuning also on one dataset, but also experimenting with multiple datasets and with embedding and DreamBooth. And in my case, I chose DreamBooth. So I'm going to walk you through the process. We only had basically 4 days to fine tune Stable Diffusion and come up with a task, I guess. And I'll walk you through the methodology that I used to get to fine tune it to the stage where I want it to be. So I started first with just one image. I wanted to know, can I overfit the model and what will happen if I overfit it actually. So I just gave it one image and I wanted to see what it's going to give me. So with one image, I started with like just 20 training steps because it's also what's also crazy about Stable Diffusion is you don't need like multiple epochs and thousands of iterations or training steps. Sometimes 500 of them are enough, and we'll see more of that later. So with that image that you saw earlier and just 20 training steps, what you can see here and what you will see on the subsequent slides is the 2 images to the left are what my fine-tuned model is producing, and the 2 images to the right are what the base model is, without any fine-tuning, just as I downloaded from Hugging Face. What is it producing? Because I wanted to make sure, am I actually succeeding in teaching my model something? So you can see at 20 training steps, yeah, you cannot recognize me anywhere. But then at starting like 200, you can see that okay, we're getting the eyeglasses now, and the features are the beard, the dark features are starting to appear. And as I go further, you can see the background also of my image is starting to appear, and it's starting to you can really recognize me and see that maybe that's not me, but it's someone that looks a lot like me. And as I keep going further at 1200 training steps, you can see that the model is now producing like almost an exact replica of the image, of the initial image I had. It's like, okay, so after 1200 steps, it's really just it's reproducing the initial image really. So what will happen if I gave it multiple images? So instead of giving it one image, what if I went around the office, I took pictures of myself in with different backgrounds, different angles of my face, etc. And I wanted to see what will happen if I try to overfit it on this dataset now. So again, as you can see, after 6 images, now all these images are produced from the fine-tuned version. Okay, so my model is clearly learning my features, so I don't need to compare to the base model anymore. But as you can see later on, I it's better to generate multiple images because some of them are really good, like they really learn the features. Some of them are completely nothing, and you will see what I mean later on. And then I kept going up. 200, you can see the eyeglasses are now appearing. 300, now you can see my features. You can see, my hair, the features of my face, the nose, the teeth. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not very good. Like these here, the teeth are in the second image to the right. The teeth are quite funny. And then as I go further, the my features are getting better. It's learning my face more and more, as you can see here. Like it's getting pretty good at capturing my features, as you can see. But if you also notice the background, it's also the background is getting closer to the background in the images I started with. So you can see it's getting less, slowly less and less spacey and just more. The spacesuit is still there, but I'm always like there's always a chair or some office background behind me. Not very spacey. And you can see here like it's getting after 1,000 training steps, it's getting really good at my face, at the features, at the eyeglasses, the mustache, the facial hair, the nose, everything. But the background is, you can see a lot of space there. Even in some of them, not even a spacesuit, even the spacesuit is disappearing. I thought, okay, can I maybe. I don't want the model to learn the background because the background I don't care about it. I want just to learn my face. So what if I was confusing it by giving it images with a lot of background? And so what if I just remove this background, put the black background? Will that help it? Will it start producing, a space background? And then I started going up with the training steps. And as you can see, now most of the pictures, there's a lot of space, it's very space background. Even this one is really good because it's capturing even with the helmet and everything. And the features now as I increase the training steps, my facial features are getting better, and it's always have either have a spacesuit, and the background is no longer like an office or a chair background. It's actually generating really cool backgrounds because it's not fine tuning on my images. It's not fine or learning anything, or it's not learning the background from my images. It's grabbing the backgrounds that it had learned from the base model, which is much more rich and much more space-like, I suppose. So you can see, and I kept going up and up, and you can see it's my facial features are getting better, but the background is still, pretty good, and it's no, you cannot see a chair and an office background anymore, which is quite good. So then I started myself. Okay, can I do better in terms of the facial features? It's getting good, but can I do a bit better? Especially here, like I started experimenting with different prompts, like other than space, and I wasn't very convinced that it was quickly. Yeah, my features weren't or the features I was getting weren't very similar to mine. I mean, you can see here they're quite good, but I thought we can do a better job. And then I thought, well, okay, I spent time. Do I need to give it more images, or what would I do? And then I thought, well, how about I look at the prompt actually? So even during training, you give it a label, and my initial label was a photo of BRK1. And I thought, what if in training and even in the prompt, I tell it that this is my face. This is a face. So these images with just my face and the black background. I thought, let me just direct it or guide it a little bit more and tell it that what you're learning here is a face. Because I was pretty sure that in the base model, it must have learned, because as you know, in these diffusion models, you also give it a context during training. So you give it images, but you also give it context so that it learns that to merge the context with the image. So I thought, okay, let me try that. And now the prompt was, instead of just a photo of BRK1, and BRK1 was the label that I was giving my images, let me just now tell it a photo of BRK1 face and see what happens. So I changed now the prompt, I guess, in the images that you're seeing here is a photo of BRK1 face in a spacesuit. So every time I give it a prompt, I start with a photo of BRK1 face, and then I add what I want. And as you can see, I was pretty happy with these. The background looks pretty cool. Sometimes like from a comic book, sometimes they got the Earth behind me. There's also, the spacesuit and everything. So I was pretty happy with that. And I was thought, let me now experiment with with other prompts. And I think I went a bit overboard here. This one here for me is a BRK1 face as Gandalf. So the one to the top right is pretty good. This one as a stone statue, pink hair. These black images you're seeing there is when it returns NSWF content. So that's like adult content that it shouldn't be showing really. So this one is with pink hair. This one is with supersonic hair. This one is of me as the Hulk, which is one of my favorite because it really like you can see the hair, you can see the eyeglasses, the mustache, but also it's very Hulk. So it felt this one for me was I think pretty good and one of my favorite generations. This one is me as a pirate, as Gene Simmons from the Kiss or one of the members of the Kiss band, as a jet pilot from Top Gun, as the Sphinx. This one is funny because it's also you can see that in all the Sphinx statues. I have my eyeglasses on. This one is also really cool because when I saw it, like especially the ones and especially this one here, it felt like okay, I really look like that, and it really looks like I'm on Mount Everest. That was pretty cool. This one as a Greek statue, I really like this one here. I think this one is the best one. This one is me as Marcus Aurelius, as an Assyrian statue. I mean, some of them are really cool. You can see that this could, you could look at that and see, yeah, this could be myself as an Assyrian person, which is amazing. As Supersonic, these here too, the in the middle, top middle, are quite cool, and as the Joker. And then after spending I probably spent like half a day just playing around with these prompts and generating images for myself. And as a joke, I was telling my colleagues like, "Wow, this is a very narcissistic exercise." And I was a bit concerned. I thought maybe I should take a narcissistic personality disorder quiz. Um, it's obviously a joke, but at the same time, maybe not so much. Like you could see how these tools, if you're spending a lot of time just generating images of yourself as an emperor and as a superhero and as a joker, and it's very fun. It's a very amusing exercise. But I thought at one point, okay, enough with just generating weird images of myself in different contexts. Let me think of can I do something useful with it, and it's quite difficult, because we had like basically 4 days to get all of this and to fine tune and to get something. So to be creative while you're also under a lot of pressure and learning, that's the thing. Like you're learning new concepts, you're learning new ideas, and you're building new things. So it's very hard to be both creative and learning, and you're learning in a learning mode, I guess. But still, I had in the back of my mind, I've seen these really cool professional LinkedIn images. And I thought, well, I could definitely do that with Stable Diffusion. I could generate a pretty professional image of myself that I can use on LinkedIn. So I gave it this prompt, a photo of BRK1 face in LinkedIn style, gray suit and black tie in Paris, high resolution, ultra realistic. And that's what I got. So pretty disappointing. I mean, this one was generated by the model that was fine tuned on the images I gave it. I can't see anything that resembles me. It's pretty bad, basically. So I thought, okay, what's going on here? And I thought, well, maybe I should train it on these LinkedIn images because probably it hasn't seen them before. So I went and grabbed just six images, literally 6 images from or 8, I think, from Google. These images that you can see here, and I trained and fine tuned the already fine tuned model on it. So basically, I took the model that I had fine tuned on my images, so on my facial features, and on top of that, I fine tuned it again using these images. So it's like a second stage of fine tuning. And then I got this. which again was disappointing. It's like, well, it forgot my face, hurt my feelings. um, so it forgot my face. It's generating really cool images, but they are useless to me because they're not pictures of myself. It seemed like it learned a specific feature of this person that I guess is a combination of the six men that you saw on the previous slide. And then it hit me, well, why don't I do the same thing that I had done when I didn't want the model to learn the background? So when I blacked the background, the model didn't learn the background at all. Kept providing the background images from the base stable diffusion model, and it really got to learn my face. So why don't I do the same thing here? So I went back to that data set and I kept everything. So this time I inversed it, the roles, I guess. I kept the background and I blacked out the faces because I want my face on these. I want the background, but I don't want the faces. I want my face on them. And then I fine tuned the model again. So I took the model that was fine tuned on my image, and then I fine tuned it on top of that using these images here with the blacked out faces, and it worked, which I thought was amazing. So basically, what happened? It learned the background, it learned the suit, the suits, the resolution as well. You can see the resolution is quite different than what I was showing a few slides ahead, but it didn't forget my face. And now it managed to put my face on these suits with this background that I was after, which is quite amazing. One thing you can see, it seems like this fine tuning process just moved the weights a little bit still. That made my features change. So you can see the quality of the features of my face are not as good as some of the images I had shown earlier, especially the area under the eyeglasses. So unfortunately, I ran out of time that week. But what I want to do this weekend is, what if I have two options that I want to explore. Maybe I first fine tune the base model on the LinkedIn images, and then I fine tune it again on my face. Or what I do is I grab this model, so the model that is generating the image you can see, and I just fine tune them just a little bit with my data set, like basically the data set of images of myself. So maybe I was thinking by fine tuning it on the LinkedIn images, the weight shifted a little bit, and I just need to shift them back a little bit again because I'm not very far. It's not the model is not very far, so I can just shift it back again with maybe a few training steps, and I fixed what's the problem that's happening with the eyeglasses. So yeah, that's what I'm super excited. I'm super motivated as well. So I think I'm going to do that again or over the weekend. But yeah, I guess final notes for this series at least is these 8 weeks have been an absolute blast. I can't remember the last time I had joined incredible amount of pressure and effort and hard work with fun. Like I was having a lot of fun, but I was also working under a lot of pressure. Every week we had a deadline, we had a project to deliver, which was amazing. So now what I'm looking forward to, now that I guess the one thing to say is about the colleagues I've met, the people I met from different age groups, different backgrounds, different professions. It's been such an enriching experience, and the people who were basically managing and leading the course, Bez and Isaac and Stathis from the Machine Learning Institute. They've created an incredible environment where it's a lot of pressure, but everyone is so friendly and everyone is very nice and helpful and available. So you have this amazing environment of a lot of pressure to get you, focusing and learning at such an incredible rate, but also at the same time relaxed, happy to be there, healthy environment, friendly people. It's yeah, this is an amazing course, and if you're watching this video and you're struggling to learn these concepts, I highly recommend to reach out to Bez and Isaac from the Machine Learning Institute and see if you could apply for the program and join it. You will never regret. You will be extremely happy that you've done, and it's for free. It's funded by the UK government, so it's amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy, very happy. And now what I'm looking forward to is just for the that week to week pressure to just calm down a little bit so that the creative mind comes up now and I can start joining dots and rethink, reflecting on what I learned and how I can apply it, what business problems I can solve, what ideas I can come up with. It's amazing. I am super excited and I cannot wait for the next phase. And I'm hoping that I would start a new series with new, maybe applying new ideas or maybe starting to do like projects that I can put up on a website that people can visit. I'm thinking like Stable Diffusion. I can create a website where people can go, maybe upload a few images of themselves, and then start creating really cool versions and images of themselves. So yeah, watch the space. Thank you very much if you've watched. It's been exciting to see. I know the numbers are little, but it's been pretty cool to see people actually watching my videos and some of them liking them. And I'm very happy that I'm creating content, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. So yeah, again, watch the space. Thank you very much for everyone who watched, for everyone who liked, and hopefully I'll keep producing content like that. Thanks again, and see you again soon, I hope. And if not, in the meantime, have a wonderful holidays and hope you have a great time and relax and get some rest over the holidays. See you soon. Bye bye.